Have you ever wanted to take a step back in time? We wanted to, but the question was, could we get there without any tire issues? As we pulled out of the Outer Banks, we had one eye on the road and the other on the tire pressure monitor. If you're just joining us, let's get you up to speed. It all started when we got new tires and valve extensions, but not new valve stems. The extensions were bent when they were installed, which caused slow leaking. We got that fixed, but we still had issues. We determined it was a bad valve stem, so we stopped and got that replaced. After that, the tire on the opposite side started to leak, and we're not sure why just yet. Okay, now that we're all caught up, let's move on. Our next stop, Millsboro, Delaware. 240 miles and a 5-hour drive to Sun Outdoors at Rehoboth Bay. A family-friendly RV resort by the water with lots of activities if you're so inclined. For us, hopefully a calm break in the middle of a chaotic stretch. But first, we had to get through a couple of nerve-rattling tunnels. There's nothing like driving your house through a narrow tube of concrete to make you second-guess the height of your rig. And when you see that clearance sign, it's too late to ask, are we 12 feet or 14 feet tall? When we pulled up, we breathed a sigh of relief. The tire pressure monitor was quiet, and we didn't lose any air on the way. So after checking in, we leveled out and took a deep breath. It felt like things were finally settling down, but the real question was, is the tire fixed, or is it still going to give us problems? The next morning, we took a walk through the campground before packing up. Rehoboth Bay is a popular place in the summertime, and this park is no different. It's a nice park, geared towards family-friendly activities. I mean, you can hang out on the beach if you want, rent some kayaks. They got a lot of amenities, but we needed to hit the road. So I turned on the TPMS system, and the tire was 30 pounds low again. So we aired it up and got underway. Ahead of us was a 4-hour trek and 200 miles to Twin Grove RV Resort in Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. And for a second time in a row, we didn't lose any air in the tire, which made me wonder, why was it so low this morning?
We rolled into Twin Grove RV Resort without much of a plan, just a reservation. After another travel day behind us, we hoped that it would be a good spot to just catch our breath. But the moment we settled in and stepped outside, we could feel it. This place had a different energy. Wide open space, a backdrop of tree-covered mountains, and the kind of layout that invites you to explore instead of just staying put. It didn't take us long before we started noticing this isn't your typical RV park. Like the Ferris wheel in the center of the campground? Just beyond that is the pool. Modern, clean, and perfect for cooling off. You can be sure that this area is packed during the day.
We peeked inside the arcade too. Classic games, neon lights, with just enough nostalgia to make us smile. I mean, this was my home away from home growing up in the 80s.
But the real highlight for the kids was the kiddie train and the carousel. It's obvious to see why these were the favorites. As the sun started to dip, we wandered over to the amphitheater. A local band was setting up, and people were getting their ice cream and settling in for the show. It felt like a small-town concert series, unplanned, unhurried, and exactly what we didn't know we needed. But as the mosquitoes turned out, we decided to turn in.
The next day, we traveled an hour to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania to do something we've never done before. Take a vintage train ride through the Poconos Mountains. It's the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway, but I say we took a ride on the Reading Railroad. I mean, where else can you catch a train and a history lesson?
Climbing aboard the train feels like you're stepping back in time. These vintage train cars date back to the 1940s and 50s, and they're still rolling strong, right down to the squeaky doors, big windows, and that unmistakable rumble of steel on steel. We got to sit in one of the Vista-class dome cars.
The ride takes you about 16 miles round trip through Lehigh Gorge State Park, following the path of the old Lehigh Valley Railroad. What used to carry coal from this region now carries something even better: views.
And what a gorgeous view it is. The train hugs the Lehigh River as it winds through the gorge, surrounded by steep cliffs, thick forests, and the kind of peaceful scenery that makes you forget what day it is.
The area was shaped by glaciers over 10,000 years ago. You'll pass waterfalls, mossy boulders, and even the ruins of an old canal system and bridges from the 1800s.
We loved watching people rediscover that sense of wonder. Kids pointing out the animals through the window, couples snapping photos, and people just soaking it all in. No one was looking at their phones. They were looking out the window.
This is a ride where nothing happens, in the best possible way. There are no loops, no narration blaring in your ear, just the quiet rhythm of the rails and the sounds of nature rolling past your window.
It's also one of the only places where you can ride a train through a gorge alongside a river in a town as historic as Jim Thorpe, all in about 70 minutes.
And when you roll back into the station, you're right in the heart of one of the most beautiful downtowns in Pennsylvania. But honestly, after a ride like that, you kind of want to just sit there for a minute and let it all sink in. And before you know it, it was time for us to roll out again. The tire had lost air again overnight. Now my working theory is that it's only leaking when it's up on the levelers and it's not under the weight of the RV. That's a workaround I can use until I can get the valve stem replaced for now. So where are we off to now? Well, we're still heading north. We're taking a week off in the Albany area to visit friends and family. And then, well, for that, you'll have to wait until next week. Now, if you like these videos, please consider checking out some of our others and subscribe to our channel. Until then, enjoy the detours, and we'll see you
Between mile markers.